everybody, it's Christine, and today I'm going to be showing you 4 different ways to wrap up those gift cards for the upcoming holiday season. These are all using papercraft supplies, and I'm going to be focusing on a coffee theme because I like to give away coffee gift cards, and I know lots of people do also. So I'm going to be using the SRM Stickers Coffee Plans stamp set, as well as the Milk and Cookies collection from Doodlebug Design. So everything you'll see today comes from those 2. Now, I'm going to start off with a 4x12 sheet of patterned paper, and I'm going to be trimming that down significantly, but I found it easy to start with this size rather than try and guess anything. So I start with the 4x12, and I am going to go ahead and make a score line at 1.5 inches, and then I'm going to make a second score line at 3 3/4 inches. And then I am going to go ahead and cut the whole thing off at 5 1/4 inches. And what that will do is create a little wrapper for my gift card, and it will fit it perfectly. Not too tight, but not too loose either, so it'll fit in there and not fall out. So we've got that now, and you can see I'm going to fold it up now and make sure that my gift card fits. That's a good thing to do whenever you are working with these things, because you don't want to have to do it twice. And you can use like a scoring tool or any sort. I just like to use my cutting pad and just take a scoring tool and go across it. For me, that works really well and really simple, and you'll see me do that throughout this video. So now you can see this fits just perfect, and now I'm going to actually create the little details that are going to make it a little more unique than just a wrap. Now, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to go onto one side of it, and I am going to go to the score marks and just cut about a 1/2 inch, 1/4 inch, kind of between 1/4 and a 1/2 inch in. And what that's going to do is I'm going to be eliminating an area so that I can seal the bottom with a nice seal. So I'm going to just trim those parts off, and then I'm going to go ahead and angle that little part in the middle that's left. And you will see that just folds over to make just like a manila envelope at the bottom. It has that nice envelope fold to it. And just, I'm not measuring anything here. I'm just trimming that quick little angle, and that will be all ready to fold together. Now, you can see that I'm using some pretty busy patterned paper here. I'm going to make it calm down just a little bit, but I liked the colors on it and I liked the tree, so I went that direction. Now you can see I'm putting some adhesive using my Easy Runner Grand right down the middle there, and then folding over the bottom, and that looks like an envelope that we've all seen hundreds of times, right? Very simple to do. And then I'm taking this tab punch, and I am just going ahead and punching that out to create a little top where the card can slide in and out. Very simple. So this is simple. It doesn't require a lot of paper, but it really jazzes things up. So here's a look at the stamp set that I'm going to be using today. I really like the fun and kind of sarcastic coffee theme that it has going on, so I wanted to incorporate that into these wrappers. So I'm adding a sticker here onto some white cardstock, and then I'm just going to add on this little thing that says, "But first, coffee." And, that's just a fun little phrase that is great for those coffee lovers in our life. And I'm going to just cut this out and add it to the front of the gift card holder. And, again, nothing super complicated. I used some Distress Oxide inks to do my stamping, just added a little sticker, and look how cute that is. Who wouldn't just smile when they get that? And then I'm going to add one more little detail just because I felt like it could use a little smidge more. And so I'm just going to add a little pink belt around the outside of it there and tuck that underneath my white part. And that is it. So that's your first one, okay? Be sure to write down those measurements. They're not complicated. This is probably the easiest of all of them to do. But you do want to measure it correctly, and at least it takes very little paper, so that is a huge bonus in my book. This second one, you're going to pull out some tags. Now, if you have tags in your stash, they'll work great for it. I'm not going to give you specific measurements on this because every tag that you might have is going to be a different size than what I have, but I am going to show you how I wrap up these tags to make a cool holder. So what I did is I wanted the patterned paper to be about an inch from the top of the tag. So I cut my paper down to that, and right now I'm just forming a wrap around the outside of the tag, kind of similar to the initial start of my last one, but I don't have to do scoring or anything because I've got the tag to kind of lead the way. So now I've got this, and you can see the tag will fit in there just right. And next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to just angle this and create a really unique look where my gift card is actually going to tuck into the tag. So I cut off a triangle of that. Again, no measurements, just eyeballing it for what I think will look good. And I am going to go ahead and adhere that then to my tag using, again, my Easy Runner Grand. This makes things nice and fast. I like this. It's kind of my go-to adhesive, honestly. I just like how fast it makes things go, and it always is, it doesn't get tangled up and stuff. So I like that aspect of it too. I can count on it to be ready to roll. So now you can see I'm wrapping the whole thing up, and I want to be careful on the back to make sure I do it in the right order so that it doesn't have the wrong part on top and the wrong part on bottom. Otherwise it would be a little awkward looking. And just adding, again, some good strong adhesive on there to get it tucked in. You can see on the front side, I just put adhesive on the bottom part because I don't want the top to have sealed in, because I want my gift card to be able to tuck right into it. Now comes the fun part where I'm going to just decorate. So again, this is a really simple one. You can use just a tag that you have around, or you can pick up a bag of tags and you can just add some simple patterned paper to it. Now I'm going to add on some different stickers and again the stamp set, and I'm actually going to use the same stamp for this one, just that But First Coffee one. Again, I'm going to also use that pink Distress Oxide, which is not called pink, it is called Worn Lipstick. It's a really pretty shade of pink though, not too bright but not too subtle either. Just perfect for especially matching up with Doodlebug. You got to have a bit of a punch to it to make it match up with Doodlebug well. And so I'm adding that on to a little strip down there at the bottom, and then I'm going to just decorate this with stickers. You can see I have a scalloped border on there. I've got this little bits and pieces piece from Doodlebug, and just I'm adding that. It's just a little die cut piece that I'm adding onto it there. And I am going to also add on just some more of that scallop, just trying to cute it up a little bit, not going overboard by any means, but again, this is just a way to take a gift card and make it a little more special and a little more fun to receive than it already is. And then the final detail was just to add a simple ribbon up to the top. And doesn't that coffee mug that's one of the odds and ends from Doodlebug just make the whole thing special? I love those little cardstock pieces. Now, moving on to the next one. This is going to be a little pop-up card. And so what you're going to do is you are going to cut it down to be a 4 1/4 inch wide and 11 inches tall. And this is all going to fold together eventually to be a square with a pop-up card in the middle. Now, you are going to want to do some scoring, and you're going to want to score at 4.5 inches, 5.5 inches, and 6.5 inches. So again, that's 4.5 inches, 5.5 inches, and 6.5 inches. And then you're going to fold those together to form like a W and make a little tent where it will be able to, you'll be able to tuck a little gift card into it. Now, if you're looking at this and going, trust me, it's all going to come together and make total sense. This is one I definitely recommend playing with a little bit before you cut into your favorite patterned papers though. This is a good one to try out on some old scrap paper. So now you see I've folded it in there, and I am going to use the Easy Runner micro adhesive just along the bottom there because I don't want it to go too high and block my gift card. Again, this is something that you want to play with a little bit. There's just a few little tricks to this one that make it a little more complicated, but it's super cool when you open it. So it's totally worth it. So now you can see I'm using my gift card, and I am just going to mark where I want to cut out a part for it to fit into. And I am just going to use my scissors and eyeball it and cut just a smidge so that I can go. So I'd say I'm cutting down about 1/4 inch. Now, when I picked my patterned paper for this one, I specifically went for one with something I could follow the lines on. So this Swiss Dots paper, I am able to follow the line and keep that middle piece that I'm cutting out a little bit neater that way. If you're really good at cutting straight, that is fantastic. I am not. So it was good for me to pick a paper that would work in that situation. And there you see how the card just tucks right into there and it opens up nicely. Now I'm going to go ahead and decorate the outside and pretty it up a little bit. And so I'm going to just add a strip of this pretty pink candy cane paper from Doodlebug up to the top. And I'm just going to use some fringe scissors to add some fringe up top. You can do this with just regular scissors as well. And I'm going to add a little adhesive so that that sticks down, but the fringe still kind of flows up there. And add on a cute little red border up top. And then I'm going to pull in some stickers from the collection. I went with a really cute cookie and a little kitchen glove. And then I'm going to just add on some cute little red hearts. I thought these were adorable. They all have these little happy faces on them, and I thought those will just make anyone smile. Now, here comes the inside. Where I tuck my gift card in, I'm going to add one of the pieces from the odds and ends. Another one of those cute coffee mugs, and on that coffee mug, I stamped from the stamp set #coffeebreak. I thought it would be really cute to add it straight onto an odds and ends, and then I just added a little piece inside. So, super simple to decorate, but very cute to open up, and fun. Now let's move on to the last one. For this one, you're going to cut 4 circles. I did 4 inches. It really doesn't matter what size you do as long as they're all the same. And then you're going to fold those in half because you are going to be creating a whole card with these as the base. Now, you do not have to use a square on this in the center. I chose to because I felt like I was going to have a hard time getting them to stick together the way I wanted to. But you can see right now as I'm putting them together how it starts to form a square. And I think this is so fun. I just love this technique. Now, like I said, I cut out a square because I wanted them to all hold on to something. I just knew the way I work, it would have ended up being like almost a square, but just a smidge off. So I just cut a 4-inch square to go right there in the middle and am attaching 1/2 of the circle to each one. Now you can go with 4 different patterned papers on this. You can go with 2 different, you could go with all 1 patterned paper. And the only thing I would say to be careful of is make sure you are using one that's a good 2-sided one so that you have options on both sides that you are happy with and will match whatever color scheme you're going for. So I am using the Easy Runner Grand again to get those stuck on there nice and well. And you can see it's all starting to kind of make sense. This is not one you're going to go super fast on because you want to be pretty precise. Otherwise, those are not going to come together in quite the right way. But just take your time to put them on there. And then, especially if you use that square, I really think that helps make it be more precise. I started, the first time I played with this one, I didn't do it with the square. And then after that, I was like, oh yeah, I'm going to need a square there. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to just add a white square to the center just because I've got a pretty busy pattern going on there and I want to be able to add in a sentiment and calm everything down just a smidge. Now, you can see it's continuing in that same color scheme that I've been working in so far that matches the Milk and Cookies collection nicely. And I'm going to add in a cute little phrase from the stamp set. This time I'm using a different color Distress Oxide. I am using the Broken China color, and I am just stamping on there. It says caffeine is the new black, which I just thought was kind of cute. And adding, you can see I add on a couple of little coffee mug stickers there, and my gift card is going to just fit right there in the center. Now here's a tip for you. If you use a reusable adhesive to attach your gift card, it'll come off really easily for them, rather than if like maybe they don't want to tear the card the actual wrapping card part or whatever. And so this is an easy way to get it stuck in there without destroying it. So then you just put it together like you package up a cardboard box. You tuck them all in, and then you can add some pretty ribbon or add some beautiful twine and just wrap the whole thing up. I'm going to add a couple stickers to the outside just to add to the feel of it on the outside, and then I will be done. So I want to thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you've picked up some ideas and will give these a whirl the upcoming holiday season. And you can be sure to check out all the supplies down below. They're all linked up to the Scrapbook.com store, and you can give these a try yourself. Thanks for being here today. We will see you again soon.